Hello, and welcome to another Steel Division cast for me, Rangaroo. And today we're doing a 1v1 on Point de Hook. So, on the left hand side in blue, playing as Red 4, we got Slim Dusty as the 17th SS Panzer Grenadier. And on the right hand side in red, playing as True Red 4, we got Xenon playing as the 21st Panzer Division. So, we're going to speed things up and to get things going. So, yeah, not mirror matchup, but red on red. I should really say it is rather interesting. It's not French on French, so we got that going for us. And two, well, they're different yet rather the same. I mean, they're both Germany, of course, but Xenon will have the tank advantage, that's for sure. While Slim Dusty, I believe his infantry are more vetted, but they don't have any half-track support. So an interesting battle should hopefully occur, and off we go. Slow us down back to ×2, and Slim Dusty does have the 80 guns. He's going to be deploying them along the defensive choke points, essentially. And it seems like it's going for more of a defensive strategy right now, not rushing too much. Xenon does have the tanks, a Panzer 35, and half track of an 80 gun on the back. But Pack 38 should keep him at bay for now. Xenon has managed to capture that town, which is a pretty important point to hold on Point de Hook. And he's just moving up some Panzer Grenadiers, and up top, as we can see, not much over here in terms of infantry, just some static defences and some light vehicles. These half tracks are about to run into the Pack 38. If he can actually kill it, it is. Or not, damn, okay. Pinned down, and yeah, that's a real shame. He could have got that, but it was unsupported, yeah. So Xenon's making quite a big breakthrough here. His 221 may be able to stop it. And we got some half tracks behind with their autocannons. Guess easy kill. And this is not good for Slim Dusty at all. His entire top flank is starting to get pushed on. And all this stuff is in the middle. Just some stormtroopers, which are very good close range infantry. But really, you have to close the gap to begin with. And he is not moving them up. He is just defending in the middle here. And there we go. The Stug F8. The real savior unit for the 17th SS. You can only get one tank, which is this tank. But it's 2 stars and 14 AP. Your armor is a bit abysmal. But it can effectively kill everything that Xenon can bring up during the A phase tank rise. So just as long as he doesn't get flanked around, he should be rather good. We've got the Stormtrooper setting up in the building, and he's going to get some recon before he attacks. And these half tracks are just going to be scouting around, getting a nice amount of ground here. And he's going to be flanking the Pack 38 and the 223. Oh damn, Pack 38 manages to get a kill here. The infantry are starting to enclose on him, and this is a real good attack here from Xenon. Even got the Panzer 35 being brought up for some armor support. And he's just pushing through, gaining some ground. 223 be able to barely hold off the infantry, but once the vehicles come in, it's gonna be goodbye. And the Stormtrooper's about to get shot off, and Panzer Grenadiers are moving through. So very good aggressive gameplay from Xenon. And just as Stug is finally starting to move up, and in this open field it should have a rather good time. I mean, the one problem with this map when using tanks is there's a lot of tree lines, so a lot of places that you can get ambushed. And he's going to be dueling with the Panzer 35, of course. Yeah, 35 is not going to be enough, and it gets knocked out. But the Panzer Grenadiers are still a threat if he can get them close enough. So, in this open field environment, I highly doubt it. And it's going to be absolutely vital to keep that Stug alive, because it's such an important unit for 17th SS Panzer Grenadier. It's not as good as the Firefly, of course, in the anti-tank capability, but because it actually has a decent amount of HE or HE ammunition at all, it's still a very good unit. And the 2 stars, just it makes it ridiculous. And all this pocket here, an actual pocket as well. These stormtroopers are getting surrounded. And the thing is, he needs to get within 100 meters of the Panzer Grenadiers, because they have no long-range weaponry whatsoever. And even then, the Panzer Grenadiers, which makes these guys so bloody good, is they got 2 machine guns, 2 whole machine guns. So they have a fantastic suppressive power. I mean, he could probably pop a smoke and try to bum rush him, but he'd still be out in the open. Stormtroopers shooting a rocket at the half track, forcing it to fall back. And then the Panzer Grenadiers are still moving through. He could actually sandwich his squad here if his 2 squads. I mean, it's a bit risky, I have to say. And the recon dude does have a machine gun, which helps out in suppressive fire. But it seems like it's just going to be holding back for now. And Xenon's already at the +2 point advantage. See, does fantastic aggression. This is what you need to be doing. I mean, just good use of the light vehicles. And he's flying this MG42. The recon vehicle should help out in this engagement. There we go. Stunning it up. The Pat gun already pinned down. And the Panzer 35 is going to be coming in for support. And we got Sug in. Unfortunately, these guys don't have anti-tank weaponry, so they're going to hang around and do nothing. And they're just barely out of line of sight of the Stug. But still in line of sight to knock out these Panzer Grenadiers. And we are going to be getting into B phase very shortly, only 40 seconds. And the Panzer Grenadiers are, they're pretty much the same, just Xenon ones that have the anti-tank capability. And still these stormtroopers just hiding behind enemy lines. I mean, waiting for a good time to attack. Good. And it would definitely help when he starts to do the counterattack to try and bring these guys around to flank an AT gun or vehicle or 2. And still the recon guy, probably getting some good line of sight. Yeah, he has all this stuff spotted, which is pretty damn decent. NRR into phase B. And it actually tells you when it starts in phase B now. It's great. And I believe now it shows you the actual path of vehicles are taken. That's beautiful. That was one of my problems with the old replay system. And Xenon is still putting on the pressure. Slim Dusty will all be having the point advantage now, but only by 5 points, and even in phase C, it's still only going to be a 5 point advantage. So nothing too crazy. It's bringing up a Mortar 3 and a 232. He's using a lot of command vehicles, which is a very good idea, of course. And some more infantry to try to continue to push through the top hand side. That Stug's definitely pulled its rating gold. Now go Boita Sherman being brought up from Xenon. It's to definitely be a threat to the Stug. There goes an AA gun. No planes being brought up from either side. It's just sticking to the ground game. Another Mortar 3. And I think breaking down the bottom outside for Slim shouldn't be too difficult. It seems the more lightly defended sector. Really, the Panzer 35 and the vehicle are the main threat. The mortar should be able to just HE cell and machine gun the Panzer Grenadiers. But he is taking some ground up top as well. It is about to get reinforced by some more Panzer Grens as the SS Stormtroopers and mortars move up. And at Slim Dusty, he has 3 tanks effectively on the field compared to the Ron Sherman, so he does have tank advantage. The mortars are very lightly armoured and are technically tank destroyers. And then 232 and the Mortar 3 completely stopping out not his Panzer Grenadier force, but Sturm Pioneers as the half-tracks are forced to retreat, and Sturm's forced to retreat into the forests. There we go, he has managed to reconnect with his stormtroopers in the middle, as they did manage to survive behind enemy lines. His pack gun, he should see it. He definitely should see it. Yes, he does. It's going to be a bit risky going around that corner because the pack guns should get first shot. And if it was stuck free, you know, moving it around. You know, oh, he's just gonna charge it. The one thing is that it only has AT weaponry, so he can't he can't kill a stormtrooper squad at all. So that's gonna be forcing the pack gun to fall back. But here comes the boy to Sherman, and this stormtrooper squad should, if he moves that Sherman up a bit closer, he's gonna lose it. This all means just keeping them alive, ready to knock something out. Oh, he's gonna be moving up. He could pop a smoke grenade and then use that to attack, but it'd be a bit too obvious then. But no, he's aiming. He gets a shot. Didn't even need to do that because he was just barely within range. Because that is a 150 meters. Then the Sherman's effectively dead. Good bloody job, yeah. And is that 2 more to freeze back here? Okay, sure, why not? I mean, they are rather cheap at only 110 points, and if you just want some firepower, yeah, good pick. You know, it's the armor that makes them rather pants. And he's just using command vehicles, of course. You always want to be doing that. And now Slim Dusty is starting to retake some ground. Now here comes the Panzer 4G. And the Panzer 4G, like at Stargate Fate, not the best equipped tank, especially when it comes to armor, but the stars and the AP power makes it a rather formidable foe. The Mortar 3 is already lining up to shoot. You know, it's just lining up to shoot the Pandagrams actually. And I just want to take a minute and just look how the map is. We've got one big push here in the middle here from Slim Dusty, while Xenon's barely holding on to the flanks. And Xenon is still getting that important +2 point advantage. He is 6 minutes away from winning this match, if he manages to keep the advantage, that is. So it's gonna be very much down to Slim Dusty to gain more ground. We've got a bit of a dogfight going on, but 2 planes versus 1. Guess who wins? And I believe the Focke-Wulf is faster than the Messerschmitt, and not as good as a turn fighter. But with 2 planes, it doesn't matter. You all win. And he does get the kill, yeah. Now, he's Panda Grenadiers with a runs in the pocket behind enemy lines. And the thing about 1v1, it's hard to completely have eyes on every single part of the map. So that stuff will just happen. Now, Slim Dusty's has a pretty formidable light force here. I mean, the Stargate Fate is really the main kicker. But he's got some 223, 3 bloody command vehicles. That's a lot of command vehicles. And the Stung as well. And it seems like he is going to be continuing pushing through his middle top-hand side section of the map. And Xenon's barely holding on with... He's got a pack gun in a rather advantageous position here. Can pretty much cover yes in this road. And the mortar, of course, not going to move up as he got his ammo depleted, probably due to a critical hit. And here comes the bum rush from the 232s and 223s. German vehicle names are so much fun. It's just a bunch of numbers. And you've got a Panzer 4C being brought up, and that'll be enough to deal with the light armor. The Snug is another issue. There we go, Panzer 4G gonna get some line of sight as well, and maybe not the best idea to lead your assault with the light vehicles. The Snug is getting into positions, should get line of sight. It does get line of sight on the PZ4. And he should kill it quite easily. There we go, crew killed. A 3-star Stug is nothing to scoff at. And this Panzer 35 is really the last thing holding its road. The mortar, when it goes around the corner, though, it will lose that fight because it does not have the turret. And the Panzer 35 should get the first shot. And it should be some stormtroopers and bring out through the forest, and it will get the kill. And Panzer Grenadiers still behind enemy lines. 3 whole squads of them. I mean, too bad he can't position one of these along the road here to try to knock out a vehicle or two, and these guys are a little bit out of range as well. Because they're pretty much doing nothing in the middle, so you might as well try to do a bit of ambushing. And he's going to keep in the snug back after losing a lot of his light vehicles. Once again, the first one goes around the corner, usually one that dies. And the Panzer 35 still holding on to the ground because there's no AT weaponry in sight still. Got 2 more orders, yo, and he's just going to strafe it with a Spitfire. If you need to strafe... Oh no, a Spitfire? What am I talking about? A Focke-Wulf, jeez. And that mortar does get killed by a 233. Just its crappy little 75mm cannon. Yeah, it would be rather funny if, you know, they had like a Boita Spitfire or some nonsense like that. And yeah, he's just going to charge it. And he may be able to force it to surrender. He has a flamethrower. Oh, God. Huh. I never knew you could use flamethrowers on tanks. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it worked really well. It didn't kill the tank, but, you know, flame weapons completely burnt it up. Could you actually kill a tank with a flamethrower? I mean, you see parts of it on fire, but heck, just making it surrender, that was a real bloody good job here. That's something I didn't even know. And Slim Dusty bringing in the infantry reinforcements, Panzer Grenadiers. He has all the weapons off except for the Panzer Faust, for obvious reasons. And still we're Stargate alive. We've got a Panzer 4G, another one being brought up. And yeah, Slim Dusty does need some support with his Stuka. He does have a plus 3 point advantage, really due to the fact that his whole bottom sector is now completely unoccupied except for one Panzer Grenadier, which ain't going to be enough. And once he knocks this out, all of his ground should be his. So a very good counterattack after being hit hard, yeah, from Slim Dusty. Really, the Stargate Fate was the main contributor, yeah, knocking out all the heavy armor. Now Slim Dusty just ended up getting a lot of tanks and had the ground game, and now he also has the air game too with the Focke-Wulfs. Panzer Grenadiers holding their ground, and the mortar freeze pounding away. Not even a Spitfire going in for. Goddamn, not a Spitfire, Focke-Wulf, jeez. Yeah, see, the Panzer Grenadiers, no vehicle support. They're just going to get killed. Nothing they can do. And then once they get behind enemy lines and the Stern Pioneers move up, yeah, he will surrender as well. Unless Stern Pioneers can flame him. And we got the PZ-4G here holding its ground, but it's starting to get surrounded. The flamethrower going in for the burn. No one gets on the kill, of course, but gave it a little bit of panic. And the stormtroopers flanking around. Oh, the perfect hammer and anvil, right? Yeah. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful of the flank around the stormtroopers. Some very good maneuver play there. And yeah, Slim Dusty, he is taking this back. And he's got a stock 4 up top as well. And a Panzer 4. So yeah, he's really in a good position. Yo, Xenon went for the King Tiger. He's saving up all them points. Why he didn't have much of a front line? Because he got a King Tiger. And yes, the King Tiger's really good, but you gotta realize this is 3 minutes of points right here. And this has only been a 30-minute match. So when you think about it, you spent 10% of your points on this one vehicle. And in some cases, when you are, when you have map control and you can rest up for a little bit. Getting the King Tiger is a fantastic idea because it's flipping unkillable unless you're a complete idiot. But in a situation like this, where he doesn't have map control and he could easily get flanked as a shore of stormtroopers, this one lone King Tiger is not going to do a lot. And it would have been much better if he spent the points maybe getting like a Panzer IV and an AT gun and some recon and infantry down below, instead of just, you know, the one iron button of the Königstiger, or some anti-air, because geez, he's playing to get ridiculous. And also on a map like this, well, there's some open grounds, but in this sector right here, you know, doesn't have the best line of sight, as you can see. And heck, Slim Dusty not even gonna give it light of day to attack. And oh, the Panzer Grenadier is getting the flank here on the Panzer IV-G. Panzer IV-H, I should say. And that King Tiger's just going to sit around. He's not going to attack with it because infantry could attack him back or get the flank. So yeah, that's a pretty poor timing for the Königstiger. And heck, if it dies in this match, I will laugh. And he's going to be moving it up. One final assault. But it's going to be risky because, you know, if you move across here, they could get some side shots essentially. And even then, 3 tanks shooting at you is a bit scary. Yeah, it's starting to regain the top a bit, but as you can see, the bottom has completely fallen. Literally nothing. You know, he has 20% of the map left. Oh, this is actually to 2,500, never noticed. But essentially, Slim Dusty is going to be taking the victory. As we get to the twilight minutes, or seconds I should say. And that'll be a good game, as Slim Dusty takes the victory. The kills were, well, like 800 difference, I believe, or is it 1,200 difference, if I can actually do my math correctly. That's really just due to the end of Slim Dusty doing those attacks, and yeah, he was the one to send us in, and as you can see, that Stargate Fate did a lot of bloody work here, knocking out those nasty vehicles of stormtroopers as well, killing quite a few Panzer Grenadiers as well, and tanks and whatnot. Real good use of his infantry. There's Stug 4 as well. He managed to get tank control, and if you see the stuff that he actually lost. Yeah, the Panzer Grenadiers and the other light vehicles, those 250/9s are really bloody effective during that early game assault. As it's an auto-cannon vehicle, it's not to love. Panzer IV-G as well, but nothing really too crazy there. But yeah, a very interesting match, a back and forth between 2 players, and it wasn't French on French, so we got that going for us. And I'm going to shut up and leave it at that. This has been another Steel Division Cast. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as usual, please just take it easy.